up, people? Welcome back to For the Plot Podcast, episode 2. I am Miss Alosha.
I'm Osamet Avery, and yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so we'll start with what I have going on this week. For the very first time, I let Zoe go stay with her grandparents in South Carolina, and she will be there for a week. We first spent obviously the first week in Orlando, like we've been doing almost every year since 2018 before she was born. And she gets to hang out with her cousins and her aunts and uncles on her dad's side and her grandma and her pop. And so it's really nice. So this year I decided that she could drive back up with them to South Carolina for a week. And when we were leaving, I cried. I was looking at her. She was like, "Mommy, don't leave me." And it's 6 o'clock in the morning, and she was running off of like 5 hours of sleep. And a part of me was like, just come with me. But I let her go, and 30 minutes later, she was chilling, and she's been having a good time ever since.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at.
I know. That's a lot because I feel like my kids haven't been... Kamora went on a cruise when she was 5.
Right.
And that was hard, especially when I couldn't reach them overseas.
Right.
And I'm like, what if it crashed? What if someone fell off a boat? What if...
And it's like, at the very least, she had one parent there.
Right.
So it's like Zoe's just with her grandparents.
Word.
And granted, I completely trust them to take care of her and do what needs to be done and all that stuff. It's just the time apart, because the longest we spent apart was for my birthday. I went to Mexico for 3 nights.
Right.
And that was, like, explaining to her 3 nights, that was easy. The one thing that is nice is she knows the days of the week now. And, you know, so I let her know, like, it's 1 full week. But it started on Saturday because I left Saturday morning. But yeah, it's been interesting. But I FaceTimed her last night. No, I FaceTimed her yesterday, and she was like, "Hi, mommy, bye, mommy." I FaceTimed her last night, and I was like, "Okay, I'm just going to tell you goodnight." She's like, "Let's talk." And for those of you who don't know, Zoe just turned 4, but she's got the personality of a 14-year-old and the freaking vocabulary of one too.
Right. Yeah. So wait, you go on Saturday, you fly up?
Yeah, so I'm flying up Saturday. Allegiant and Spirit just opened up direct flights from Fort Lauderdale straight to Columbia. Okay. And they live a half hour from Columbia. So I'm flying into Columbia Saturday and then returning with her on Sunday. She'll be back on Monday.
Okay. Because I was going to ask, like, were you going to be landing? They'd give you her and then you just fly back?
There's no flight routes like that.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'll spend the night. So I haven't booked it yet because I let them know, like, if anything goes wrong or if she gets too worked up or, you know, she can't stay the full week, let me know and I'll just book an earlier flight. I think they fly Tuesdays, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday or something like that between the 2 of those airlines.
Okay.
So I was like, so just let me know if I need to come earlier. But otherwise, the plan is to go next weekend.
Okay. And the flights aren't expensive then for you to be able to book last minute?
Round trip ticket is $83.
Oh, nice. That's with Allegiant and
Spirit. Yeah, so I'm going to book a one-way going there, and then I'm going to book both of our tickets as a one-way coming back on the same reservation versus booking a round trip for myself.
Because you actually can't book a minor without an adult.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense.
So we've had to do that before. We were traveling one way with the kid and then coming back.
Right.
It was like, yeah, man. Oh, nice. Okay, so did you see my video with Demi Lovato?
Yes.
And everyone's like, oh, she's aging backwards. For me, this is annoying because I don't have an issue with, like, cosmetic surgery. I don't like it, but it is whatever. You do whatever you want to do. But okay, guys, we're not going to sit here and act like
it's natural.
Right. She's not aging backwards. I mean, if that's what you want to call it, but it really is just like, you can tell her eyebrows don't move when she smiles. And I think people are really going for that look because you know how, like, the Kardashians initially, everyone knows them for, like, their monotone talk and their face expressions are very minimal. Mm-hmm. I feel like they talked like that before getting all the Botox and stuff. Now, since they got the Botox, like, their face can't move.
Right.
They openly talk about that. Kim will talk about, like, oh, yeah, we're getting into acting. There's only but so much, like, there's some roles I can't play because I can't make a lot of face expressions because of the Botox. Like, she was very upfront with that on the show. But now all these other celebrities are doing it to where I think I notice, like, people who record videos, I think they try to do that, like, their face isn't really moving.
Right.
And oh my gosh, this looks weird.
Either that or more people have Botox than we know.
Right.
Because this is what I noticed. I thought that Botox was something for older people, like people who already have forehead wrinkles, already have frown lines, already have crow's feet to plump it up or smooth out or whatever. I started noticing it seems like people are doing it as preventative measures so that they can't get forehead wrinkles, they can't get frown lines. Because I started seeing content creators as young as 25 and they're getting Botox. And I'm like, okay, I knew that young people were already doing cosmetic surgery. They don't like their nose, they get a nose job. They think their lips are too thin, they get lip plump. They want to do fillers and this, that, and a third. But I thought Botox more specifically was for people who are already older. Yeah. Now it's young people are getting it. And it is like, I think because of the fact that when it comes to social media, people like to say things like, oh, social media is not real. For our generation, it is how we socialize. It's how we meet new people. It's how we become familiar with new characters and creators. Exactly.
Like so many, everything is done through it.
Yeah. And because our generation is so overworked and undercompensated, we don't really have a lot of time to go outside and actually socialize with people. So social media is really a real world for us ultimately. But because that becomes how we interact with the world, we get used to seeing things on social media as if what we see is real. Right. And it's not. So when we start seeing people anywhere from 25 to 55 and they got great smooth skin and everything's perfect and nothing moves, we start thinking that that's how people naturally look, and it's not. A lot more people are just getting Botox, and nobody's really talking about it. Some creators are more open about it, and they'll, even for people who get their bodies done, now more and more women are getting their breasts done and just putting it right there on the screen, exactly what they got done, what doctor they went to, how many cc's they got, if they use silicone or saline and all of that stuff. And then you still have the people who I guess are trying to hide it. But I think it's very misleading when you have a bunch of their followers who think that it's natural and they say like, oh my gosh, you're aging so gracefully, you look so young and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, no, it's the cosmetic surgeries or procedures or whatever you want to call them, injections and this, that, and a third. And so it's like, I'm not a fan. I'm not telling people what they can do with their bodies because ultimately I don't care as long as you're a legal consenting adult, really. Right. But I don't appreciate the misleading because it creates false expectations for people who don't do it.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you have the content creators who are fitness and it's like you got work done, but now you're here talking about some workout with me and I'll show you how to get this body. Like, boo, no.
Between the work and the filters are getting better and better and better. So now it's not, oh, well, when they move their body funny, it glitched. No, it really does almost recreate their whole body to then make this video as if they're creating a video game and they're wearing, one of those black suits with all little like bubbles like they used to do. But it is like, I've seen some content creators who say like, don't get yourself down because what you see fitness models doing online, and they'll then show an edited video versus a natural video. There is no glitch, no different color, filter, whatever, but their waist is smaller, their stomach looks more smooth, their hips look a little bit wider, their chin looks a little more narrow, and it's the same exact video of them versus their real body. Right. So it's just like, and then of course you have the fitness people who it's like, they're always posed.
Right.
And they wear their,
so they know exactly what to do.
Exactly. And they wear their leggings raised up so you can never see the bottom of their stomach. And it's like the whole creating false expectations for people in the real world.
It's scammy.
Exactly.
That's my issue with social media these days. Everyone's a scam artist. Right. And you have the people that's promoting the marketing thing. You have people with the fitness. I'm fine with you promoting your business through social media. That's a smart way to do it. You can reach millions of people. Right. But the false expectations, you have people following you or giving you money or gifts or whatever it is. Exactly. And they're never going to reach that goal. Then you're a scam artist just like the people who's calling my phone. You see what I'm saying? But my issue with cosmetic surgery is the standard. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, our generation, now this is something that people are doing, like you said, starting in their early 20s. Yep. Then when I think about my kids, you know what I'm saying? I feel like people, especially if you get this work done and then you're raising your kids, you're now raising your kids like, oh, that's what I'm going to do once I hit 18 or whatever, because that's now becoming the social norm. I feel like you're breaking down a barrier of confidence, one, and then it's like, it works against, like, people who want to push for they're pro women, right? Because I don't like using feminists because feminists are crazy these days.
They're extremists.
Exactly. Feminists are extremists, but when you have people that are pro woman, and it's like, but how can you be when you're not teaching them to love themselves? And that's my issue. Like, my daughter's 11, and a lot of her friends, it's like, why is it I feel like I need to makeup and extensions and nails and tube tops and all of this stuff that's like, relax, like, but be
that's
a kid.
what when I tell you it was a shock to me doing my first year of teaching and having sixth graders, and of course all of them are Kimmy's age, so they're between 10 and 12 years old, and they would spend all their free time putting on eyelash extensions. I'm looking at them. They have on foundation and concealer. Some of them come, Miss A, I look ugly today. Why do you feel ugly? I didn't have time to do my makeup. You're 11. Now, it's one thing, parents who want to let their kids wear makeup that young. Personally, I wouldn't let my kid wear makeup at the house, going to school, regular day basis or whatever. However,
excuse me.
Sorry. Bless you.
Thank you.
When it's getting to the point that they feel like they don't want to go outside without makeup on and they're 11 years old,
they're insecure.
Exactly, because it's creating, and it's so sad to see, because they really will sit there and they got their eyebrow filler and they're sitting in class doing eyelash extensions, and all of you are using foundation and concealer and blush and this and that and eyeliner, and you're 11.
Because now
but then you think you look ugly without all of it.
Right, because now, one, you feel like you have no eyelashes if you have natural eyelashes, because what you're used to seeing is these crazy long eyelashes. Now that's what eyelashes is supposed to look like.
Exactly.
The same with eyebrows. They're supposed to be, everyone doesn't have thick, full eyebrows. And that's perfectly fine. Right, and then I do, but then you have people that's doing all this extra stuff, and it's like, if you don't like, again, that's fine. Everyone's going for the same look.
Right. Because now people are getting a brow lift just to bring the
give you that arch
up a little bit and give their eyes a little more almond shape. And like, they're doing facelift where their scarring is behind their hairline and all this extra stuff. And of course, they're not talking about it.
Right.
But it's like, so you are creating these false expectations for children, girls. And a lot of celebrities like to claim that it's not their responsibility, but who do you think is funding your life?
Exactly.
Parents whose kids are obsessed with you.
Yep, exactly. But then even with the makeup thing, it's like, you hit puberty, you start breaking out in your face. That's okay. Because Kimmy asked me about wearing makeup to cover up the breakout on her forehead. And I'm like, no, one, it's only going to make it worse. I remember growing up with girls in high school, and they had breakouts, and they wear the makeup, and it'd make it so much worse.
And then it's more makeup and more makeup and more makeup.
Exactly. I said, at the end of the day, I went through the same thing, the forehead breakout, but it's natural.
Right.
It's part of this stage. It's not the end of the world, because all your peers are going to be breaking on their face too.
And so what is nice for the younger generation is now they have things like pimple patches, and they got cute little colors and shapes, and all the girls are wearing stars word and hearts, and they have the clear ones that just look like their skin tone and blah blah blah. And it's like, but I think those are just, when it comes to the struggles of growing up or puberty or whatever the case is, the human experience, those are things that we just need to experience.
Exactly. You're trying to avoid a struggle, but you're creating a bigger one.
Exactly.
Because then when you have, what is it called? Body dysmorphia.
Exactly.
And you look in the mirror and you think you're fatter than you are, and you think you're uglier than you are, and you think your skin color, your skin condition is worse than it is.
You need to be lighter. You need to be, and it's just like,
people really be like self-loathing. And I think that's the problem. I've always said, like, parents need to teach their kids, like, you're beautiful, I love you, you should love yourself, all of that. The same thing with, like, Black girls with curly hair. That's one of the biggest struggles, like, raising a daughter, is when they see
sixth grade, all of them had butt length, knotless boho braids. And I'm just like, at what age do kids stop being kids? Because then even looking at the elementary kids, the fifth graders and the fourth graders and the third graders and the second graders,
why they got
first graders.
Yeah, no, I've seen kindergarteners with extension braids. I'm like, one, it's not good for their hair. People be online telling them, oh, actually, it's protective style. Not when you're in kindergarten.
And not when your hair is that fragile and you're then
your hair
putting
follicles are
synthetic
immature
hair on it. Because usually, in most cases, just the curly hair is human, and that's if the curly hair is human. But you have your child whose freaking hair follicles or scalp or skin or whatever hasn't fully matured, and now you're just adding synthetic hair to it. That's not even good for an adult's hair to be wearing that all the time. You're also creating this false expectation. So now my daughter, who's 4, is looking at some of her friends, and some of them are getting cornrows that have some extension here in it. They're doing knotless cornrows and blah, blah, blah. And she's complaining that her hair isn't long.
Yeah.
And she wants to have long hair, and now she wants me to give her extension cornrows. No, I'm sorry, but I tell her all the time, no, baby, your hair is beautiful. Everyone's hair is different. Mm-hmm. Your best friend has soft, curly hair. You've got kinky hair. You got different colors, this, that, and a third. And she goes with it. And now it's gotten to the point that she's like, Mommy, my hair is long and beautiful, right? Aww. I'm like, yeah, girl, sure is.
Yeah. Okay, so mom-com. Leonardo, okay, so Kimura is usually responsible for emptying the dishwasher. Mm-hmm. She be slacking. Sometimes her dad does it, and her dad will have Leo help him. Okay. Leo's telling us the story about, he said, oh, Mommy, when you find dirty dishes in the cabinet, it's not Kimura, it's Daddy. I said, well, Kimura usually unpacks the dishwasher, so maybe between the two of them. He said, tell me why this man,
oh my gosh,
word for word, tell me why this man gave me a pant put away and it had a big brown crusty spot on it. And he was just like, put it in the cabinet.
It'd be your own kids.
He said, I felt broken. Like it messed me up, man.
Oh my God.
That's exactly what he said. I'm there talking to him like, what? He's like, it really messed me up, man. Like, I don't want to put away dirty dishes. Leonardo's 7. He turns 8 this month. But yeah, and I'm just cracking up. But that, tell me why this man is me.
Word. Yeah.
So hearing that come from him, and he was dead serious.
Right.
I felt broken.
A mess. Honestly, like when it comes to kids, you don't want to have your camera in their face all the time, right? But when I tell you the things I wish I could catch on camera, just hearing the things that like our kids say and the face expressions that they make and their gestures, because I told you, Zoe, we're at an amusement park, and she likes to hold her pee. For some reason, she's just not a fan of going to the bathroom. She doesn't have an issue peeing herself. She's been potty trained since she was 2 years old. But she likes to get to the point where she's like anxious. She's there, not need, rocking back and forth. She's like, Mommy, I have to pee right now. I can't hold it. I said, Zoe, why didn't you tell me this? When you first had to pee, why do you hold it? And you're going to have to hold my mic for this. Okay. She said, Mommy, I told you 4 times. I said, Mommy, I have to potty 1 time. Mommy, I have to potty 2 times. Mommy, I have to potty 3 times. Mommy, I have to potty 4 times. You don't listen to me. You have to listen to me, Mommy. She's 4.
Oh my god.
And I'm just like, the things I wish I could catch on camera, like, can I just wear a GoPro just to, you know? Right. I just want to catch all this stuff because it's so funny. And it's never as funny as an adult retelling it as when you see this little 4-year-old who's barely 4 feet tall, barely 3 feet, doing it. And I'm just like, I need to catch this stuff. So, but yeah. All right, no more mom stuff. No more mom stuff.
So,
all right, while she does that, I'm going to give you guys the weather report. This weekend will be a rainy weekend again here in South Florida. As we know, summer is our rainy/hurricane season. However, there are events going on. I highly, highly, highly recommend you guys do Eventbrite and Facebook events. That's where I find a lot of my local events. I follow, me specifically, a lot of like vegan companies and creators. And so yesterday was a vegan block party, which I've gone to a couple times. So many vegan vendors from all around the country come and they block off. I think it might be called like Esmeralda Park in Fort Lauderdale. So that's really nice. But of course, that won't be next weekend. But for dating, it's a good time to go to the movies. Of course, rainy weather to me is great for a movie theater movie night or an indoor movie night. What else do we have? I already talked to you guys about Milk Money. They have nice indoor and outdoor seating that is covered, so it's suitable for the rain.
We talked about Planta, which I'm gonna leave that link for
Monday nights all you can eat sushi. So we're actually going there tomorrow, and we will post some footage from our dinner. And then for all the ladies, Thursday nights is ladies' night. There is Shirley's in Fort Lauderdale. There's like it seems like most bars that have a ladies' night do it on Thursday nights. Okay. So just check your local bars, or if you want to go down to downtown Fort Lauderdale, or you want to go down to Miami, it's a good way for you and your girlfriends to go out, get drinks for free, not have to spend your own money or rely on a man to buy your drinks. And I'm just hoping this will be my first time going since I moved down here. So I'm just hoping that there are hot men there. We'll see. I'll keep you guys updated on how that goes next week.
Yep. All right, guys. So for your rumor report, I've been seeing a lot about Remy Ma's son, Jayson Scott, who is being charged for allegedly shooting and killing a man out in, well, it's in New York, Bronx, Brooklyn. Okay. I'll be getting them mixed up. Darius Gilbo, I think is how you pronounce the last name. Okay. I'm not positive. Now, they said Darius Gilbo, he was like in his 40s. And that he was indicted for like some serious drug trafficking months prior, maybe like 8 months prior. Okay. And this happened back in 2021.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So they're not clear, like all of the news sites that I was looking into, they're not clear if he hired someone, was hired to do it, or did it himself, was hired to do it and did it himself, or if he hired someone else to do it. Okay. No one's really clear on the information right now for what he's really being charged with, but pretty much responsible for this man's death. And they said that it was premeditated. Remy Ma's pretty much supporting her son, saying that he's innocent. So yeah, I guess we'll see how that goes. There was like a whole altercation between Remy Ma and what's his name, Darius' daughter, who's, you know, a grown woman, arguing because his daughter was pretty much claiming that Remy Ma was giving her nasty looks at the court. So then she said something, and then Remy they're going back and forth about fighting, and she's recording at that point. And I'm like, even if your son didn't do it, I didn't frame him.
Okay, so this is my thing when it comes to crime, right? Because we got into this with Tory Lanez talking to one of our other sisters. It seems like people do not understand when somebody believes that someone is guilty versus someone else believing they are innocent. Why are we arguing then?
Right.
I'm not here saying that your son belongs in jail and you're like, my son doesn't belong in jail, but we both agree that he's guilty. Or I'm saying your son belongs in jail, but I know he's innocent.
Exactly.
We should both have an understanding that there are people who believe the person is guilty and people who believe the person is innocent. Now, just a little short thing on Tory Lanez, because I can't wait till he comes out. Mm-hmm. But when it comes to Tory Lanez, I think there's so many people who think if you support Tory Lanez, that means you also support domestic violence against Black women. No, it's that a lot of people who support Tory Lanez, like us, believe that he's innocent. And that is the issue. Right. So I'm not going to be offended by somebody who believes he's guilty. Now, granted, I also think that why do you believe he's guilty? Because there wasn't any proof. But if that's your belief and that's just where you're at, so now you feel like this person who shot an innocent woman is rightfully in jail, fine, I'm not going to argue with you unless we're arguing the facts of the case and I'm trying to show you that there wasn't actual proof that he's guilty. But I'm not going to argue with you on whether you don't support him based off of you believing he's guilty. Right. So why would you be arguing with me based on me believing he's innocent?
But not just that. We're not even clear on the facts because some people say that he shot her. Some people say that someone shot at her.
Right.
And that a bullet never actually hit her foot. It was fragments. And even Justin Larius talked about it.
Right.
And she was like, wait a minute. And a lot of people was like, oh, so you was twerking in the club a couple of nights after getting shot in your foot. That's a serious injury. Like your feet carry all of your body weight.
So it's like, and so when it comes to why people believe he's guilty, like, yeah, that could really be an argument because I'm really looking at them like, okay, so please show me why you believe he's guilty.
Right.
But you not supporting him because you believe he's guilty?
I get it.
Why would I argue with? Exactly.
I wouldn't support somebody if I thought they were guilty either.
Exactly. So that's what I'm like, so when you look at it from the other standpoint, like, okay, then you shouldn't be confused on why I support him if you know I believe he's innocent.
And I've given my reasons.
That, guys, he's just so talented, so I don't care if he's innocent or not. No, it's I believe he's innocent
for these specific reasons,
right? And therefore, why would I not support one of my favorite music artists?
Right,
if I feel like they didn't do anything wrong.
Because if Beyonce was charged for something,
bruh,
and they didn't have proof,
exactly.
If they did have proof, people would still be like, but she's the queen. Like, right. Come on.
Like, she had an excuse.
Now, in this case, exactly, I feel like for Remy, you should understand that this is the man's daughter who believes that he did it because that's why the state is pressing charges, right? They arrest him, especially for all this time to go by. They had to have accumulated some evidence.
Right. So that's why I say in the video clip that I sent you, if I was Remy, I would have just kept walking. Right. Because maybe you're standing behind by your son because you think that he's innocent. Or maybe because you're his mom and you know he's guilty. And you're like, I'm finna stand beside him. That's my son. I'm gonna stand beside him.
You also went to jail for shooting somebody. So, I mean, that wouldn't fall far from the tree.
And maybe whatever the relationship is, you feel like he was justified. But whatever the case is, we don't know. But you gotta understand that this is the victim's daughter who believes your son is the killer. So if she comes and you feel like she's harassing you, she's confronting you, I would have just kept him moving.
Right, but definitely don't be giving. If what the daughter said was true, and the whole she's giving her the side eye and giving nasty look, like don't do that.
Right.
That's really disrespectful. Right. Because she still lost her father, whether it was your son or someone else. And the point of the case is hopefully that they find out who did do it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe your son knows who did it, or someone that was associated with.
And ultimately, everybody should want justice.
Exactly.
Maybe you don't want your son to go to jail.
And believe me, I know of some people who straight up supported their kid who they knew
they facilitated,
killed this person.
Some of them helped clean up the crime. Some of them hit the gun. Some of them
out here taking second mortgage out to pay for court fees, and your son killed his ex-girlfriend because she didn't want to be with him.
Right.
Like, you're a monster too.
Right.
But again, so even I look at it like, do I think the boy did it? I don't know anything on the case because nobody seems to really know much about it. If they're all in the streets because they think that's what's cute, and this dude was definitely in the streets, you know, if the guy was involved with drug trafficking, I'm pretty sure he was a bad person. So it is what it is. That's what you sign up for when you get into that line of work. You take. But at the end of the day, the risk that you also take if you out here shooting people, you know, I don't know if he did it, but for the daughter's sake, if that's what you believe and you're here to find out, like, respect her and her laws.
Right.
Because even it happened a couple years ago. You don't ever really fully get over a loss.
Right, but we're also in court today.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Now we're just reliving it.
Word. All right, so last thing, real quick I want to talk about is a video that I did share on our Reels on Instagram, and I'm going to play a little segment.
Boyfriends are not husbands, and y'all need to be careful with this boyfriend crap. The term, the guy gets to use your body, he doesn't have to protect you, he doesn't have to provide for you, and at any time, he can dump you and leave you, and it can be like the relationship never happened. A man has to split his assets with you if he divorces you. He has to pay you the hell out. Stop putting boyfriends and husbands on the same level. Do you know how many women waste years of their life thinking they're secure in their boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, then he dumps her and he's married in 6 months? Y'all are out here treating boyfriends like they're your little babies and like they've really committed to you. They've done nothing for you. They said something. They said they were your man. I want to see the paperwork. I want to see the court documents. I want him being like, take my last name. I want him paying for a ring. Stop listening to what men say and let's get some actions in there. He needs to be protecting you. He needs to be providing for you. And we need a document that says he's your husband, not your boyfriend.
I love him because he posts all of these like pro women, but he be yelling at women like, why would you accept
the light skinned guy with the light eyes?
Yes. Why would you accept? Okay, we're definitely tagging his name. But you know, you need to find a man who's gonna treat you like a queen, and he shouldn't this and he shouldn't that, and it's really great.
Right.
But he was saying, like, you know, you shouldn't be treating a boyfriend like a husband, thinking that then he's gonna marry you.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's interesting because ages ago, in my early 20s, I went to couples counseling.
Don't say ages ago. You're 35.
It was 10 years ago. That's a long time. I was 25.
One little decade.
Oh my god. And I doubled up and.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, because you're a wild girl.
I was only had one 10 years ago.
Talk about what people do for the plot, bro. This lady, literally, every time her and her kids dad, I know this is off topic, but every time they break up and they make up, they have another child.
For the plot, you know, see how that experience goes that time around.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe a better pregnancy.
That's how they consummate their new relationship.
But I wanted a lot of kids anyway.
So, yeah.
And we were talking about we talked about Planta for Monday.
As you guys know, I am a lover of vegan things. Planta in Fort Lauderdale. Okay, a little bit. Planta filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So they've closed down some of their locations, specifically the South Beach location and the West Palm Beach location. I really, really, really love the South Beach location. It was the first Planta I ever went through when I was pregnant with my Zozo. It was like a little baby moon with me and my ex-husband. And that was the first time I had been to Planta. I loved it. After I had my daughter and I had moved to Fort Lauderdale, I found out that they do Maki Mondays. It's either all you can eat sushi. It used to be $27. Now it's $29. And mind you, each sushi roll is normally between $16 and $18. So you get all you can eat sushi for a flat rate of less than $30. Or if you don't want to do all you can eat, and let's say you just want to have a couple rolls, you get them for $9 each, which is almost 50% off. And that way you can still order happy hour stuff or other entrees or whatever. If you're with a group and not everyone wants to do sushi, you still get a discounted rate on yours, and y'all can order some of the other things because their food is very, very good.
So good.
We are going tomorrow night. We are now recording on a Sunday. We're going tomorrow night to All You Can Eat Sushi. We will post some content for you guys to see what that's like, how it looks, because it is fully plant-based, but it's not like imitation meat. It's like they really do cool, innovative things with plants, with fruits and vegetables, and to make it's delicious.
And they do have chunk steak, which is it's hard to find. You can't get it in stores yet, but you can get it at like some restaurants. But yeah.
We'll post that for you guys.
Yeah, I'll leave the link. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok, right here on YouTube.
Yep, YouTube Shorts as well. That's where we'll have a lot more of our live updates of things we do throughout the week, and then we'll talk about it in the full episode to give you guys more of a full picture. If there are recommendations you guys have for us, please reach out and let us know. We are still new. Technically, we've been here almost 4 years, 3.5 years, almost 4 years for me. But being moms and teachers and business owners, and it gets very busy, so we don't have a whole lot of time to go out. Please send us recommendations. If there's things that you want us to check out, if you don't live in the area, you want us to check something out for you, give you guys our feedback, let us know. We will try and get to everything that we can afford, and then we'll keep you guys updated on it. So engage with us.
Yeah, we'll see you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye.